without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. Of course, Eldenroot has a significant presence of both the fighters and the mages' guilds. We have sizable halls for both within the tree.
Within the tree? How would one find them? The tree is so large.
They're easy to find. The trunk has 3 landings within it, and the middle landing, the one with the shrine, will have passageways to both guild halls. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. Of course, Eldenroot has a significant presence with both the fighters and the mages' guilds. We have sizable halls for both within the tree.
Within the tree? How would one find them? The tree is so large.
They're easy to find. The trunk has 3 landings within it, and the middle landing, the one with the shrine, will have passageways to both guild halls. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valiant Wood live the Spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. Of course, Eldenroot has a significant presence of both the fighters and the mages' guilds. We have sizable halls for both within the tree.
Within the tree? How would one find them? The tree is so large.
They're easy to find. The trunk has 3 landings within it, and the middle landing, the one with the shrine, will have passageways to both guild halls. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valiant Wood live the Spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to Ifrit. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Of course, Eldenroot has a significant presence of both the fighters and the mages' guilds. We have sizable halls for both within the tree.
Within the tree? How would one find them? The tree is so large.
They're easy to find. The trunk has 3 landings within it, and the middle landing, the one with the shrine, will have passageways to both guild halls. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
The trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. Now, as I'm sure you've all known,
This one welcomes you back. Haha. Choose a reward. You've done well. Sadly, you have no more crates, but you can always purchase more. Very lucky indeed.
is worth it, I assure you.
Goodbye, my friend.
Of course, Eldenroot has a significant presence of both the fighters and the mages' guilds. We have sizable halls for both within the tree.
Within the tree? How would one find them? The tree is so large.
They're easy to find. The trunk has 3 landings within it, and the middle landing, the one with the shrine, will have passageways to both guild halls. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the Spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ephra, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Baltimore sitting in scenic places, but they will not move without being moved. All that spinners should ever do is tell stories, according to him. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting? Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3
What an honor it is to have me as your personal merchant.
climb is worth it, I assure you. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. Additionally, Eldenroot has many of its labor facilities, homes, and other elements of the community suspended within the Elden Tree's branches. Isn't that exciting?
On the branches? Is that safe? Is it easy to stumble off of these areas?
Well, yes. That's why you must watch your step while on the platforms. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, the Elden Tree is impressively tall. Equally impressive is that King Cormoran Aradon's throne lies in the tallest branches of the tree.
Excuse me, is it really at the top? If so, how would one get up there to meet with him?
A trunk has 3 landings within it. The topmost one takes you to the king's throne. The climb is worth it, I assure you. As you may have encountered, all throughout Valenwood live the Spinners, the most faithful devotees of Ifrit, our most important god.
How would this one know a spinner apart from other Bosmir? Not to sound rude, but this one has trouble telling elves apart.
There are 3 around you now. Look for the Bosmor sitting in scenic places, but they will not move.
Deals and bargains, bargains and deals. No better trades anywhere, I guarantee it.
Of course, Eldenroot has a significant presence in both the fighters and the mages' guilds. We have sizable halls for both within the tree.
Within the tree? How would one find them? The tree is so large.
They're easy to find. The trunk has 3 landings within it, and the middle landing, the one with the shrine, will have passageways to both guild halls.
State your destination. I'll add you to the list. Safe travels to you.
Well, this one here is it's broken anyway.
I'll soon be heading back to...
All this way and for nothing.
Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
Orcs are all about honor and all that, yeah? I wonder if he really tricked me.
My time is precious.
Tying knots is an art, especially when it comes to seafaring vessels. Takes a long time to get used to it. Lots of blisters, too.
My dockhands are watching for your cargo, Lady Arabelle. They know it's precious.
There was a storm off the coast. Perhaps it delayed the ships.
Forgive me if I do the job you hired me for, Lord Baccaro. You there. Might we speak? I have a keen eye for talent, my dear, and you're practically oozing it from your pores. I am Lady Arabelle DeVoe. If you're looking for gainful employment, I have a proposition for you that pays exceedingly well. Care to hear more? Oh, nothing tawdry, my dear. We'll be too busy for romantic shenanigans before long, I expect. Some precious cargo was supposed to sail in on the morning tide, but it never arrived. I need someone not known around the island to be my eyes and ears. I have a key. I have a keen eye for talent. Oh, nothing tawdry, my dear. We'll be too busy for romantic shenanigans before long, I expect. While tales of my exploits credit me with all sorts of talents, I can't be in more than one place at a time. I could use a fresh face to mingle with the locals, determine if anyone knows anything about my 3 missing ships and their cargo. While Lord Baccaro's conference can't proceed without that cargo. Here's what I need you to do. Check the inn, the lighthouse, and the Lockabane Shallows. See if anyone knows or saw anything. Then meet me outside the North Gate to compare notes. Certainly. The ancient Anchor Inn sits just up the street near the city gate. It's one of the more popular places on the island. In my experience, inns are an excellent location to pick up rumors. Wherever you think is best, my dear. But do get started soon. My intuition tells me that some sort of mischief is afoot, and my intuition is rarely wrong. The gentleman beside me, Lord Baccaro Valoris, leads the Society of the Steadfast. They're a philanthropic fellowship that provides aid to people who have suffered in the Three Banners War. The Society is sponsoring a conference here on the island. That's a well-guarded secret, my dear. Perhaps after you've proven yourself, I can bring you in on the details. For the moment, knowing any more won't help us find out what happened to my missing ships. That's not an option I care to contemplate, not while there's still a chance to find them. Forgive me for being evasive.
Sickness came unto our shores from across the Grecian sea. The good folks shook, the bad folks hide, and told this tale to me. Dead, dead, so many dead, from dagger fall to doom. It was the slug plague, they said, and blamed the slope for our ruin. Our rulers cried out that all was lost, but not the Anvil King. We boarded a ship and raised the sails, and sailors began to sing.
I hear these nights are rough.
You have a look about you. Some sort of quality that's rare to find. And trust me, I'm never wrong about these sort of things. Can I interest you in a room at the local inn? Actually, wait, that came. Look, empty rooms are just bad for business. The upkeep alone costs me more than the place is worth. But I think we can come to a sort of arrangement. And not the sort of arrangement that involves a few drinks. Let me be clear about that. I need someone to improve the reputation of my properties. A hero type who people look up to. And I have a feeling about you. You've done something great and are probably on the way to do something greater. Seems like we can help each other here. Excellent. You won't regret this decision, I swear. Here's the deed and key to the room. Took me a while, but I finally was able to take them back from the last tenant. Required more time in the sewers than I had hoped for, but hey, that's business. Hope the room is to your liking. With your reputation, I'm sure you shouldn't have any trouble with the neighbors. If you do, remember death threats are not the way to go. Had a spot of trouble when my last tenant started sending those out. Nope, just make yourself at home. Spruce things up a bit. Honestly, I can't wait to see how you arrange the place. Hopefully you'll end up with a few less Daedric shrines than another former tenant of mine. Like 0. 0's a good number. Oh, what a relief. I can't tell you how hard it is to wash bloodstains off of cobble floors. But that's not even the worst of it. I've had tenants cram their rooms with the wildest things. Mounts, foliage, assistants. I mean, it's an inn room. I own this and several other properties throughout Tamriel. It pays to diversify. Of course, that means I've got to look out for a variety of troubles, too. But hey, no one ever said the real estate business was easy.
Ready when you are.
Wasting time is an important part of life.
An orc's. I'm not. People say you should... People say you should never...
Looking for a deal? You came to the right crow. Big trades, small trades, good bargains, bad but... Wait, forget that last one. All good here.
I hear these knights are robbing people and looting caravans. Someone ought to do something.
Went upon the lea to where sunny flowers stood. For she loved the sun and she loved the green, and she danced merrily beside the wood. She danced beside the wood. The lad she loved went down to the shore, a sailing man for to be. For he loved the wind and he loved the spray, and he roamed upon the roiling sea. He roamed upon the sea. Oh, how long he waits upon the strand. Oh, how long today, oh. Oh, how long he's hoped to claim her hand. Oh, how long she waits, oh. And hard it was that
That's a pretty big shark over the bar, but I've seen bigger. Oh, that's the render of the Loch himself. 60 years ago, he swam into Loch Bane from the open sea. He went after anyone who dared to wade in past their knees. Killed a dozen people between here and All Flags. Anyway, he owns the place. Sure, one of his victims was the proprietor of the ancient anchor, Marciana Stormspray. She was a captain, half pirate really, who retired to Gunfallen Bay and bought the anchor. But she got bored and decided to hunt down the render. Well, the way I heard it, Captain Marciana liked to boast that anyone who beat her in a fair fight could have the inn. When the shark got her, the townsfolk honored her wish. To this day, the render remains the official owner of the ancient anchor.
Hello. Would you happen to be looking for work?
Jobs available!
They are traitors to the memory of Admirals. So much to do, so little time.
Approach, Featherless. You will not regret it. But if you do, take your complaints elsewhere. Elsewhere!
If we do not end this war, it will end us.
I bring a lot of gold through Gonfalon. It's only fair I enjoy some hospitality.
the ancient anchor and have a nice big meal.
What do you want?
I've learned to trust Lady Arabelle's instincts, even if others sometimes believe that she overreacts. As long as we're waiting, I plan to head inland and talk to a druid I've heard about. Maybe she'll be willing to discuss arcane practices with me.
You have more shinies than you know what to do with, am I right? Here, let me help relieve you of some of them.
Miss me? Change of plans? What would you like to talk about? My dad's an antiquarian. He gave me an appreciation of cultural artifacts. Mom showed me how to find them. I prefer to treat such things with the respect they deserve. Problem, Sarah? What would you like to talk about? You're a pretty good adventuring partner, I'd say. Reliable. Agreeable. No complaints.
Sometimes a little lie saves a ton of explanation.
My dockhands are watching for your cargo, Lady Arabelle. They know it's precious.
There was a storm off the coast. Perhaps it delayed the ships.
Forgive me if I do the job you hired me for, Lord Bucaro. You there, might we speak?
Bless my eyes, if it isn't the Scourge of Blackheart.
I heard the daughter is so distraught she's refusing to leave her rooms. So exciting.
Scandalous. No doubt Isabel is beside herself.
Everyone loves a grand. I heard the daughter is so distraught she's refusing to leave her rooms. So exciting.
Scandalous. No doubt Isabel is beside herself. Poor girls.
What brings you to our tourney grounds here at Castle Navir? Oh, never mind that. Have you heard the latest? The Knight Commander has offered her daughter's hand in marriage to the Sapphire tourney winner. Well, Aurelia has been the most desirable hand on High Isle for years, but no one thought she'd ever commit to a match. Seems the Commander has forced the issue. Oh no, that would be a slap in the face to her mother. And Aurelia's such a good girl. More scandal. Her friend Isabel is a participant in the tourney. She's sworn to free Aurelia from her mother's promise. I can't wait to find out what happens. If you help Isabel win the tournament, she could agree to marry Aurelia, then free her from the shortest engagement in history. Delicious!
Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll figure something out. I always do. I'm sorry, this isn't the best time. My friend Aurelia has a bit of a problem. Her mother... Apologies! My name is Isabelle Valois. I'm an aspirant in the Sapphire tourney. A proving ground for squires looking to join the knightly orders. Aurelia's mother is Knight Commander and, brashly offered her daughter's hand as a prize. Well, normally, aspirants only compete in one of the trials. If I can win all three, the Knight Commander will be compelled to grant a boon of my choosing. I can free Aurelia from her mother's promise. What do you say? The 8 must have me in their hearts. My second just left my service, and here I was thinking I'd have to do it alone. All right, there are 3 knightly orders here on the Isle. Let's decide what task to tackle first. The people of the Sisters take pride in our knights, the same as anywhere in High Rock. The Sapphire tourney hosts 3 orders: the Iron Knot, the Oaken Order, and the Order of the Albatross. Oaken Knights tend to be battle mages, conjurers, and support spellcasters. Their power stems from High Isle's strong tradition of druidic magic. Our trial will be to convince an elder to give us a staff, a symbol of their order. I'm guessing it won't be that straightforward, but who knows? There's a way shrine near the Coral River to the east. I'll meet you there, and we can make for the site of the trial. I'm no mage, but I think I might have a leg up here. Either way, it's going to make for a good story. That way shrine near the Coral River is our starting point. I'll see you there. I'll meet you near the old way shrine just up the road.
You're going to help us. Oh, the 8 bless you. I am going to have one more go at convincing my mother, excuse me, the Knight Commander, to see reason. Making a promise like that for me? What was she thinking? Have you seen the other aspirants? Ugh, Langley is a bore, Brelinol cares only for coin, and Snag is an oaf. And then there's the milksop moribund Mortons. The less said about him, the better. That's a complicated question. The easy response is that Commander Jorvel never goes back on her word. But it's more than that. The tourney means the world to her, and in recent years, we've had fewer... No. She just wants me to be happy. It's expected of...
Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting.
Although Bretons predominate in these islands, you'll find all sorts of other folk. Just keep your eyes open. While I have you here, anything to sell? Or would you...
Thought I heard Sneg yelling in the distance. He's enough, so we have a bit of a leg up on this one. The Elder is a wizard named Erlebrew. He's actually a friend of my father's. He used to tell me stories when I was young. Funny little man. I would never! Stealing is, well, unknightly. Knowing Erlebrew, the challenge will be more about thinking and reason than magic or subterfuge. Right. If I remember correctly, I think he lives in a little grotto to the south, near the coast. He likes his privacy, our Oaken Elder. I suppose in the stories, knights are usually all swords and glory, but the druids have been here forever, practically. Every kid in the Sisters grows up knowing a little bit about runes and nature and the true way. I think they used to be, but no, these days anyone can join. Even non-mages who want to learn the ways of Ifre. Just another little quirk of life on high.
Off we go! Can never have enough of that.
Damn. Sneg and Brelinald beat us here.
Get behind me, squires! Sneg was here first! Ha!
We arrived at the same time, you simpering buffoon.
Well, you're still too late. A wizard's magic is no match for the strength and honor of this aspirant. For honor!
Alright. Seems like the direct approach won't work here.
I'm sure I can get this barrier open.
Erlebrew doesn't go easy on aspirants, it seems. A cat's paw. I think the trick to this is the pillars themselves. Take a look. Carefully. Look at that branch there. Representing Spriggans, maybe? A bird. Looks like a forest heron, perhaps. That old man. I know exactly how to bring down the barrier. He's almost exactly. A wise old sage puts up a barrier around his home. He's trying to protect a little girl he's raising from a fearsome dark knight. She grows up to be a mighty warrior, but the sage makes her figure a way out of the sacred grove. In the tale, the symbols on the pillars held the key. Like the cat there. A cat's paw is a pretty little flower that grows in shady forests. And that bird looks like a forest heron. I'd bet anything we need one of their feathers. I've seen it before. It's a druidic symbol for Spriggans. In the tale, she befriended one that lived in the grove. She wore a Spriggan's veil, a wreath of leaves they shed every year. Here, if you can find the items, I'll guard our spot.
Let's ride!
Back, carrying feathers and branches and flowers. What are you doing? Cat's paw, beautiful. Spriggan's veil, powerful symbolism. That did it! Talk to him. I'm all sweaty.
Oh, hello then. Figured out my barrier, did you? And is that little Izzy I see back there? Oh, yes. I hoped it would be her. She remembered the tale of Myriad la Courageuse, eh? So nice you two could come out there. Usually it's just me and the forest spirits these days. Of course not. Solve the puzzle, take the staff. That's the idea, right? What's out back leaning against the cottage? Enjoying good health, second. Off you go then, and be careful where you put that thing. That staff's like me. It might be old, but it can still zap the ears off a rabbit if you aren't careful. Oh, no, that would be wildly inappropriate. I pulled this challenge directly from the pages of one of my favorite books. Who can blame me? I'm a daffy old wizard. Come here, lass. No need to dawdle near the door like you're still a squire.
Thank you, you old goat. Still thinking of me all these years later. We've got the staff. The moment I heard Erlebrew was representing the Order, I knew we might have a shot. Well done. I am. Those stories Erlebrew told me when I was little, they're a part of what Eight Above helped me. They're artists and sailors, singers, bards, and pirates all. Brave, swashbuckling warriors that make you recite poetry. Ghastly stuff. No, thankfully. Our trial will be to reclaim the gilded loot of Captain Brenvale. The story goes that he went down into the castle crypts years ago, hoping to use song and steel to subdue a spirit. He never returned. Hopefully we'll do better.
Hello? Isabel?
Aurelia, what are you doing here?
Don't be annoyed. I, did sort of follow along.
I'll catch up to you. I want to talk to Aurelia, make sure she's all right.
I'm sorry to follow you both here. I just wish there was something more I could do. Oh, that's excellent news. It was dreadful sitting around back at the castle. Everyone was giving me these pitying looks, and I just can't get into another shouting match with Mother. There are many aspirants on the island that might release me from my mother's promise, but none in the tourney this year. Brelinol, Mortons, and Langley all see me as too great a prize to give up.
Give me strength. Of all the sneaky, dishonest... We've got a small hitch in this rope. The key to the catacombs entrance is usually right near the door. But someone took it. Trig, I hope not. The idea of aspirants trying to directly sabotage each other doesn't sit well with me. And I see that look in your eye. No lockpicking. But buff my plates. We still need that key. Yes, let's split up. I'll go speak to the castle stewards, and you head for the offices of the Knight Commander. We can meet back here. I still can't believe someone took the... I mean, they're not... Yes, a gold... Let's meet back inside the chapel. The catacombs entrance is down the stairs.
Oh, Mother. Thank you for assisting Isabel. I'm so grateful to you both. Aspirant Mortons came by not that long ago and told me he already had a honeymoon trip planned. Oh, one of the other knights probably took it or hid it. Cheating! Isabel will not like that. One of my mother's aides might have. She and I have been...
If you don't have an appointment to meet with Commander Jorvel, and I'm looking for a posting more interesting than pushing papers for Knight Commander Jorvel. A bribe? How unexpected. Most people I have to deal with would rather get snippy and tell the commander about how rude I am. All because I can't be arsed to be obscene.
Good luck in the catacombs.
better luck than I did. The stewards were no help at all. Alright, let's see if we can find that fancy loot. Sir Brenvale probably made it deep into the crypts. These catacombs have been built up over generations. Might be a bit twisty down here.
Hello? I say, Langley, is that you? Whoever
It's
you
Isabel
are,
Valois,
I was here
Mortis.
first.
I'm here with my
You
second
gotta
brother.
hang...
We'll try to
No, well, I'm hiding. I have a bit of a fear of spiders, you see. Just a moment. You won't get very far without the key to the deep crypts, which I just happen to have. Ha! Guys, it's such a pity to have to pull up on this task. Lady William is a treasure. Lovely to look at.
To run away. Well, no, I guess
They're coming for us.
maybe they should try that.
Well, we've got it.
All right, but don't cry for mama.
Oh, is that you all with my sword? Or a spike? Oh,
We found your sword.
yes, well,
My second will pass it to you.
Lovely. Good luck to you both.
I've never been this far into the catacombs. What a story this will make.
Whew, that was a bit of a warm-up.
They say that Sir Brenvale died at the hands of a ghost. The old Mad Duke. Gives me the shivers.
Set light's a quick study.
Look! I think that's the loot! We've got it! Drake, let's get out of here.
Lord! At last, someone has retrieved my... Come, follow me. Away from space. That ghastly mad spirit may return anon.
catacombs were musty as a crypt. Not quite. They're marsh somewhere on these lands. Go on, I'll catch up with you at the castle's library. It's easy to find. Big room, full of books. Can't miss it. There you are. Let's see if we can unearth the past, shall we? People left books open all over the place. How rude. What was that one about? I found something about crop rotation. Exciting. Find anything promising? Let's chat. The book was already open. I bet my old... Let's see... You're right. Looks like the Duforts had a holdfast there, before they became nobles. Oh wait! I know this place. It's an old ruin off to the east. Aurelia and I used to pretend it was a witch's lair when we were young. Well, in my defense, I didn't know it was owned by the Duforts when we played there as kids. We also didn't go looking for knightly relics, which there aren't really roads back there. But I remember a nice wide path we can take. I'll mark your map. Maybe if we hurry, we can beat Burjo and Langley. I'll see you there. I'm hoping each of the cats. That's
I could use a break.
Tired of walking anyway.
Let's ride!
Oh, Madame Valois, you're too late. I'm here first, you cannot pass through.
I guess what he said. Sorry, Isabel.
It's not worth a row with Langley over who can search the woods first. I'd best him easily, don't get me wrong. But blatant fighting between aspirants is frowned upon. Doesn't matter. Langley's first and last thoughts every day are about himself. He'll have Burjo working on moving those trees. Well, until he gets bored. So let's just go around. Remember, Aurelia and I used to play up by the ruin. There's a path around the rise to the east. Let's go carefully, though. We stopped playing up there when a... Here it is, just like I remembered, by the curved tree. The ruin should be at the top of the rise. This is it. The old stones, the locals call it. Let's find that hilt. That's it! Come on, let's get out of here before Langley and Burjo arrive.
Ah! Careful there, Squire! Don't let the branches snap back! You've scratched my armor! That hilt must be around here somewhere. Get to work!
I'm not sure it's chivalrous of me, but I hope that ours wastes the rest of the day looking for that hilt. We did it! Redheart's hilt! I am. I assumed the Iron Knot trial would be all about swordplay and martial skill. Maybe horse riding. Horses and I don't like each other much. Anyway, I'm actually quite pleased how we did. Let's move on. All that's left is to present the trophies. We've done it. All 3 trophies. Meet me near the tourney pavilion and we'll present them together.
You've saved me! I'd better go and take my place. I promised Mother I wouldn't embarrass her.
I think my nerves are as settled as they're going to be. I get more anxious doing formal things like this than I do fighting werewolves. Come on, Izzy. We walk in, and the tourney herald announces us. I go forward and claim the trophies. As my second, you have the honor of displaying each of them as I call them out. Oh, and most important, don't start laughing when I recite a poem. It's tradition, Stendar help me. The Order of the Albatross requires it. Having you do this with me was more than helpful. You've been a calm and steady influence. A real partnership. Thank you. Let's just get through this. Follow me. The sooner we start, the sooner it's over.
What? Lords and ladies, men and mer,
A knight aspirant approaches the stage. Lady Isabel Valois.
Let's get things started.
Proceed, madam. Your second may present any trophies you have won.
Together, we found the hilt of blade Redheart, lost in a battle long ago. This we present to the Order of the Iron Knot.
Well done, aspirant Valois.
To the Order of the Albatross, we present the gilded lute of Sir Brenvale.
Wonderful. Now, perhaps we could hear a poem or ditty about the adventure, aspirant.
The lute of gold did gather mold, lost for many years. I cannot lie, Brenvale did die, tripping on a tomb. And finally, we present the Oaken Order with the Staff of the Wild Woods.
The
after
Oaken
solving
Order
the Wizard
commends you,
Erlebru's puzzle.
Aspirant Valois, claiming all 3 trophies makes you the champion of the Sapphire Tourney. Come, you have earned a boon from your commander. From this day forward, you are a knight of High Isle. Be brave, courteous, loyal, and act with honor. Arise, Dame Isabel Valois.
Lord Commander, I know what my boon will be. You may know as well. Please release Aurelia from the promise you made. Allow her to make her own choice to marry or not, as she sees fit.
I cannot deny such a selfless boon. Aurelia is free to make her own choices, within reason.
Oh, thank the 8.
Dame Isabel, I am deeply impressed. I wish to speak with you and your second. Find me in my office at your convenience. Your second was a great boon to you today. Second, step forward. I'd like to speak to you.
They're far more
I've
than a mere
known
second,
Isabel,
Commander.
Dame Isabel, for many years. It was encouraging to see her push herself like this. I believe your able assistance may have also played a part? Well, I believe a knight should not be measured by the worth of their weapon, but by the allies they keep. The Knights of High Isle pride ourselves on our courtesy, and I personally always wish to honor good people. For acting as Dame Isabel's second during this year's Sapphire Tourney, I want to formally extend my thanks, as both Knight Commander and as a mother.
What a day. I suppose that just shows what determination can get you. When the tourney began, Aurelia was in the depths of despair. I was struggling. Thank you. Take the credit you're due. You kept me focused, gave me a sounding board, and most importantly, I knew whatever happened, I wasn't alone. I can't tell you what that meant to me. I still can't get used to it. Dame Isabel Valois. I dreamed about wearing shining armor, riding a valiant steed. So far, it's been crypts, creatures, and a lot of running around. I've loved every moment. Except maybe the poetry part. I've been thinking. I have a place here on High Isle, but I think I want to expand my horizons. I would like to see more, do more, learn more. If you could use a strong and loyal knight of High Isle in your travels, I'm up for anything. If you'll excuse me, I have to get my things. I want to get ready for adventure.
I think things have turned out just the way they should have. Just be ready to see Isabel less often, dear. A page has turned on our little story. So Isabel will leave High Isle and learn about the wider world. It truly is a brand new day. I'm glad she'll have someone capable like you by her side. She's like a second daughter to me. Not that you heard me say that. I hesitate to say. If I tell you, do you swear on your honor that you will— When Aurelia was very young, her father passed away. She barely remembers him, dear man that he was. I spoke to a druid, an old woman in the woods, and asked for her blessing so that Aurelia would have a good, easy life. The witch in the wood made me promise that Aurelia would win favor as a knight, or win a knight's favor by the time she reached my age. As you can tell, Aurelia is hardly knightly material, and that deadline is quickly approaching. I did, and thank the divines she won the favor of a knight. I saw the witch at Isabel's knighting ceremony, and she gave me a sly wink. Our bargain is met, and my daughter is safe. Thanks to you, Second, and Dame...
With the Great Shackle destroyed, has the plane meld been stopped?
Did someone call for a knight?
I hear these knights are robbing people and looting caravans. Someone ought to do something.
must finish this.
Divines. There's a lot to do.
Myself.
If you came for crafting certification, I can assist you.
Did you come here for crafting certification?
Ready to write the next chapter? My blade is yours.
The barrel of pickled herring was leaking.
What would you ask of me? Of course. What did you want to discuss? I've always had a bit of a sweet tooth. I grew up eating the saltwater taffies of High Isle. And to this day, it's a guilty pleasure I allow myself from time to time.